We are looking at pharma right now, pharmaceuticals as a separate category. And we'll be announcing that sometime in the near future, not too distant future.
It was just another Thursday until it wasn't. The markets opened, they bled, and by the closing bell, the top 500 companies lost around $2.5 trillion. $2.5 trillion, it's not because of a military conflict. It's not because of oil or even Silicon Valley drama. It's Trump's tariff announcement. That is what tanked the stocks. It was a seismic sell-off. For the Magnificent Seven, the tremors ran deep. I'm talking about America's tech giants, Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. Together, they're called the Magnificent Seven. It's because of their dominance of the stock market, these seven companies. But yesterday, they stumbled, and how? The Magnificent Seven lost a combined total of $1 trillion. $1 trillion wiped out in a day. The worst hit was Apple. Apple shed $310 billion in just one day, and it's because of how Apple operates. About 80% of iPhones are produced in China. India produces around 7%, and Vietnam assembles 20% iPads. Now, all of these nations have been hit by high tariffs, and the math was brutal. According to some estimates, Apple's costs could go up by $40 billion every single year, 40. The tariffs leave Apple with a difficult choice. Option 1, pass on the higher costs and hope that the consumers will not mind. Option 2, swallow the tariffs and see the profit slump. Chances are they will choose option 1 and pass on the cost to the consumer, which means iPhones will get even more expensive. Right now, the iPhone 16 sells in the US for $799. It could go up to $1,142. The iPhone 16 Pro Max currently sells for up to $1,599, almost $1,600. That could rise to almost $2,300, a $2,300 phone. Will people even buy it? That's what's worrying investors. And that is why Apple stocks are slumping. Then there's Nvidia, everyone's favorite chip maker. Its chips are produced in Taiwan. The island got slapped with a 32% tariff. But here's the twist. Semiconductors themselves are technically exempt from the tariffs. There is no tariff on them yet, on semiconductors. But the stuff they go into is not exempt. Things like your laptops, servers, gaming rigs. These are not exempt from tariffs, which is why Nvidia lost around $210 billion. The third big loser was Amazon. Amazon is heavily dependent on Chinese imports. It lost around $180 billion, $180 billion. And it's the same issue again. 20% of all Amazon goods come from China. So the new tariffs will impact the company. They will set it back by millions of dollars every year. But it wasn't just the Magnificent Seven that bore the brunt. Retail companies too are being clotheslined, quite literally. American retail has always been a quiet symphony of foreign parts. T-shirts from Bangladesh, zippers from China, synthetic soles from Vietnam. It functioned like a seamless orchestra. But tariffs have turned it into cacophony. Take Nike, for example. The company relies on a vast global supply chain, and that is going to cost it. Nike makes half of its shoes in Vietnam and China. So your sneakers will get more expensive. By how much? Estimates suggest around $30 to $40 per shoe. That's how much the price could rise. Then there's the auto industry. As we've been telling you, there's a 25% tariff on cars and car parts. It is to revive American manufacturing, but for now, it is bringing back layoffs. US car maker Stellantis is laying off 900 people. It is at 5 of its American facilities. It is also shutting down 2 plants, one in Mexico and the other in Canada.
It's scary. And a lot of people are scared of change, but I think they're more scared of not knowing what's going to happen. Change is a little bit easier to navigate. At least you know the variables. Here, we don't know the variables. That's the scary part.
Even airlines couldn't escape this bloodbath. United dropped by 16%. Delta fell 11%, and Frontier took a 12% dive. You may wonder, why is that? Why are airlines affected? That's because higher tariffs make everything cost more. There's jet fuel, imported parts, snacks, and probably even those tiny airplane pillows that no one uses. All of it is going to cost more, so it's looking like a lost fight. Thankfully, not everyone ended up face down on the mat. For example, the pharma industry. For now, they're exempt from the tariffs. There was some relief there, but that ended with Trump's ominous warning. Listen to this.
Pharma is going to be starting to come in, I think, at a level that you haven't really seen before. We are looking at pharma right now, pharmaceuticals. It's a separate category. And we'll be announcing that sometime in the near future, not too distant future. That's under review right now.
So here's the thing. Tariffs are not just taxes on imports. These are taxes on how the modern economy works. We live in the era of global supply chains. A T-shirt might be designed in Los Angeles, stitched in Cambodia, dyed in Vietnam, and shipped via Singapore. Break that chain, and you're not just disrupting business, you are disrupting globalization. And for many companies, that means rebuilding supply chains from scratch, and that too at an enormous cost. So Trump's tariffs are more than a policy. They are a rejection of the interconnected global economy. Some will call it protectionism, others will call it long overdue realism. But whatever you call it, it has teeth. And those teeth are leaving marks on companies worldwide.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.